Delta. You are River Niger. You. All of them. You think they are stupid? They are not. They understand that the power of every living thing resides in their name. They do. That is why everywhere in Africa, they change their name. Our name is not Africa in the first place. Only few countries in the world still retain their original name. Right from the Garden of Eden. One of which is Ethiopia. Another is Egypt. And then you have Israel. What if I told you today that America you are seeing today may be the Amalekites? But they have to change the name so you cannot look at them according to the atrocity. What if I have told you that the Europe you see today may be the descendant of the Philistines? They have to change their name so you can't link it to the atrocity of their ancestors. So where are these people? At every dispensation they begin to change their name so you don't know who they are. What if I have told you that the Chinese people are the children of Moabite and the Amorite, the children of Lot? Of course, from the two daughters of Lot. Would you have believed? Because they changed their name to make you not to understand what happened in the past. But they are not our concern this evening. Our ancestors understand the importance of name. And so, they gave us name. Now, we are going to look at the importance of naming. About 7 importance of naming. And then maybe you begin to rethink. There are so much things they know about naming. I went to Imo State one day. And in one of the roundabout, I was looking at the roundabout. And I saw the name of every community in Imo State written on that roundabout. I don't know what they call that place, but that side you have Douglas House. And I took time, I stand there and I was trying to pronounce all the name, one after the other. Most of them, I can assure you that people from Imo State don't even know the meaning. It's amazing. Because on daily basis, language metamorphose. On daily basis, language is watered down. In an attempt for us to be able to communicate freely with one another, we intend to water down our language. But that is not the area we are looking at this evening. We are looking at the implication, the importance of naming. Number 1, our ancestors understand, like I have said, that the first assignment God gave to man was to name them, which he actually carried out by example, by naming everything he created immediately. The first role in any assignment is naming. The essence or the reason why names are given to us is because it has a lot to do with our life as a people. It has to do with our life as a people. First of all, you must understand that your name can be symbol of authority. Your name can be or is a symbol of authority. When you go somewhere and you have an appointment with those people, and then they ask you, who are you? The first thing they expect you to do is to introduce yourself. Yes, I am Judge Onyeibe. I am very much aware that as far as IPOB family is concerned, when I say I am Judge Onyeibe, everybody will listen to me. Why? Because there is authority attached to that name. And that authority is because I am African rep. It's because I'm a member of IPOB. It's because I'm a Biafran. And so our fathers, they give name in order to give you authority in their house, in their home. Don't forget, there are peoples that own the community. One in Ubudingwe. And so when they come, they give you name. First of all, as a symbol of authority. If something happened, they will call you. who are the children of this man? All of you will line up. They begin to ask you, what is your name? What is your name? Whose son are you? You don't describe your father like a tree. You tell them your father's name. As a child, my father led me to the village. He showed me the length and the breadth of our community. He expected me to go and find out every other thing by myself. And when I get to the village, I enter farm road, I enter everywhere. I look strange. Because everybody in the village, we know this one is not here. And sometime in the forest, some hunters will meet me and say, who are you? I will call my father's name. And they say, okay, Ngokunguro. That is authority. They move ahead. Because that name is a gateway. That name is a symbol of authority. Till tomorrow, people don't understand certain things. When we talk as Biafran, we have the authority because we answer our name. And so when they give birth to a child, they give him, endorse him with authority. When Jesus was coming, God said he will give him a name above every other name. And you see, his name have a role to play in his life. They didn't just come and start giving name. Your name is a symbol of honor. Your name is a symbol of honor. Depending on where you are positioned. There are names you mention today. People will respect you. Imagine I meet somebody. He said, I am the son of Chine Achibe. Oh my God, I will love that guy. I will love that guy. Does it mean they are perfect? No. Oyibo man understand that good name is better than riches. That is why your enemy, all they are trying to do is to destroy your name. They understand that name is a symbol of honor. And so they give you name that will bring honor to you. They didn't just come and call in name. Name brings honor. And that is why when people go to certain area, we say we come in the name of the king. We come in the name of the president. We come in the name of so and so. That depends on how people honor you. If I were to go to any meeting to represent our leader, for instance, I go in his name. And as far as I'm going in his name, I must be given a seat of honor. When the president sends his gate man to represent him in any event, as far as he's going in the name of the president, in that occasion, he is the president. And so our father gave us name to honor us. So many names. A true parents call their children name because there is power in giving name. As he has advantage, he has disadvantage. I never understood when my father does some of the things he do as a child. But today I understand better. My father will hold my younger ones and he will be praising them. He'll be calling them names like this. Mmanebuego, Ochombiao, Onyocha Nayadioji, Samun Bakwe. Wonderful name. They don't call any of us Buhari. Imagine if they were calling me Buhari. Honorable name. I don't know who these people are. But today I understand who Samun Bakwe is. He's a good man. Today I understand the meaning of Onyocha Nayadioji. I understand the meaning of Ochombia. And that, my brother, I know they shower with beautiful names. He looks more proud than all of us. Name life, they sweet past all of us. Our ancestors, they give name because they understand that it can also be a symbol of curse or disgrace. They give name to make you understand that it's a symbol of curse or disgrace. Your name. There are names they give to you. It's a symbol of curse. And that is why there are many names that nobody can answer. Imagine in Biafra land, nobody answer Ifajuna. Ifajuna is the first black man to win 3 Olympic gold medals in the whole of Africa. Ifajuna is not somebody that would have been swept under the carpet of history. Ifajuna was outstanding. He broke the Guinness World of Record. He did something no black man could do. Long jump, triple jump, long distance race. He was the best of the best of the best. That is where he met Ojukwu. And that is when Ojukwu was happy. Oh, this is my brother, Ifajuna. But every name he made for himself, that name was destroyed. Nobody can call himself, his child, Ifajuna any longer. Try and give your son Ifajuna. I can assure you that child will not leave that hospital. Because there is power in name. That name have been cursed. Who are the people? Yoruba called Ifajuna from backyard. Took him to Ibadan, gave him girlfriend, pamper him. He abandoned the flank of Biafran soldiers that he was leading. He was enjoying Sonny Adeo, Sonny O, Sonny Adeo, Sonny O, Obamani Beji, Umi Kuregede, boom, 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 boom. They were playing music for him. And that day he cursed. He cursed his name. And so our ancestors understand this. Name has a role to play. We must also move ahead to consider the purpose of giving names. Number 1, the purpose that makes them to give name is based also on situation and circumstance. Your name is based on situation and circumstance. Honestly. Except you are the one that gives yourself name. Your parents gave birth to you and they now call you Gidiga and you are a lady. And then you meet a guy and the guy say, hello, how do they call it? Is it beautiful dancer? How are you? You say, I'm fine, I'm fine. And I say, what is your name, please? He say, my name is Ogidiga. The guy can run away because that name is very big for a woman. But please, it's your father. They gave it to you. There is a reason. Maybe you are a ancient warrior. Maybe you were one of those people who protested against the British imperialists. That they call about women riot. They never rioted. They registered their displeasure. And then you feel, oh, this name, I don't like it. It's very local. And then you now say, okay, let me answer this one. You now answer Linda. You say, what is your name? My name is Linda. You are snake. You are snake. Your life can never be straight again. Everything you will be lingering everywhere. Because you do not understand that your name was given to you for a purpose. When you give birth to one son, you call him Ikemefuna, Ahamefuna. And every day, he keeps reminding you, if anything happened to my son, my lineage will be cut off. And then that is why our ancestors, even at the age of 12, at the age of 14, at the age of 17, they marry for their son. Why? Ikemefuna. Ahamefuna. There are situations and circumstances that make them give name. Now, honestly, I don't like using myself as example. But if it's the only option I have to use myself as example so that you understand what I mean, I will do that. Now, like I told you, my name is Onyeibe. My father did not give me Onyeibe. But that is my name. It was my grandmother, the woman who gave birth to my father, that called me Onyeibe. But my father gave me the name Chukwuemeka. But my grandmother called me Onyeibe. Onyeibe automatically took over my native name. Now let me tell you what happened. My father was that kind of a hustler. He don't want to get married. He was just moving up and down, living his own. And they concluded that this man may be a, what do they call these men that don't marry? Or this grammar. When I remember it, I will come back. He doesn't want to have a child. And so they left him. He don't move with women. Only God knows. And of course, that thing happened to one of my brother also. And so everybody had concluded that my father cannot have children again. And then all of a sudden, he met my mother. And then after some toasting and wooing, he married my mother. And then, in fact, let me tell you the complete history so that you can understand. After the war, my father was in Warri during the war. He trekked for 5 days from Warri to Utokpo. When he got home, they were doing his obituary. So my father got angry with his mother because their father was late. I say, you people did not look for me. And what you decide to do is to do my burial. Now I understand you people consider me dead. Write it down. I am dead. My father wept and took his bag and left the village. That is how he went to Rugodo. So when you are coming to tell me to love Yoruba, Hausa and Fulani, we carry the scar in our heart. We carry the scar in our heart. Let them divide Nigeria. When you are coming to tell me, the Biafran war, you think they keep people in Onitsha? We carry the scar in our heart. A day will come. A day of recompense will come. So my father left home and never returned to the village again. 1 year on, 2 years on, 3 years on, 4 years on. Nobody knows his whereabouts. And meanwhile, he had found love. And then they married. And then they gave birth to me. When my mother was pregnant, he told my father, this your son must know where he come from. I understand your pain, but that is not enough reason for you to deny your son access to where he come from. I must take him to where you come from. According to my mother, after so much dragging, my father brought my mother to the village, and she was heavily pregnant with me, and pointed their home and said, I can't go there. My mother told me that she entered inside the home and he met my grandmother. And my grandmother said, who are you, my daughter? She was heavily pregnant. And my mother told her, I am your son's wife. Because my father is actually the second son. And I am pregnant for your son. My grandmother fell down and wept. She cried and cried and was saying, ha! Onyeibe Julius in one month. Onyeibe Julius. That is how she gave me Onyema. Who knew that my father would have had a son that will come to the village for them to see? And now you see, they give us name based on circumstance or situation. Find out the reason why they give you the name. And then you will understand whether there is need to make adjustment. And with time, my grandmother loved me. And so even though my father was busy calling me Chukwuemeka, my grandmother was busy calling all of them Onyema, Onyema, Neji Onyema. Onyema took even over their name. My mother is called Onyema, and my father is called Neji Onyema. And that is my name. And now you know. Our ancestors understand this implication. The circumstance and situation made them give you name. They give name for record purposes. Some other reason why they give name is for record purposes. For record purposes. They will come out the name community. It is for record purposes. When you hear about Mbano or Mbisi, They were doing it for record purposes. Mba ano. Which means these are the 4 tribes or the 4 clans among the community. Mba, I say, this is the first clan. And so when you say, oh, I'm from Mbi, say, there is a reason why Mba, and he say, enter there. And when you say, I'm Mbuteuru, there is a reason. They don't just come out and give name. There is a reason. There is a reason behind giving you that name. It is for record purposes. There is one of my sister. They call her Mbuliche. Mbuliche. Mbuliche simply mean before is different. Mbuliche. But in my dialect is Mbuliche. One of these days we are going to look at the issue of what you call Abiku or Banje. It will amuse you who they are. You reference holy sisters and holy brothers. But you will not understand that our Obanje was our own holy reverend sister. Oyibo concocted it and readjusted it. We will look at that later on. And so one of my auntie, she gives birth to a daughter, and the daughter will die. Then they will give her mark. And they said she's Obanje. And then some months later she took in. 9 months on, she gave birth. They will discover the mark they gave to the first one that died is in the body of the one they gave birth to. And some months later, the girl will still die. And so the woman have 7 daughters as a rule. All of them, no one past the age of 7. For more than 20 years of her life, she keep giving birth to baby girl, and all of them keep dying. But the mystery there is that they usually give them mark. So when they come back, they know that they are the one. On the 7th one, the mother gave birth, and they saw that same birth mark. Still on the 7th one. My auntie said, Mbuliche. Mbuliche, you are not going to die. This one is different. It's a lie. The girl is still alive. Very beautiful young girl. Mbuliche. Mbuliche. Situation and circumstance is what makes them give us name. They don't just come out and start calling you name. The same way Oyibo came and give us name. Niger Delta Niger. Our Orogodo, they add criminal to our name. They gave us name in order to recognize us. They gave us name in order to recognize us. Your name becomes a point of recognition. If I ask you now, who is the coordinator of New York? I cannot just come out and say one man. Then nobody is one man. And at the same time, everybody is one man. I simply tell you, Mazi Obi Ezekwisile. Now when I ask you, who is the deputy leader of indigenous people of Biafra? I say one man. In fact, in the Rubos, that is nobody. But by the time I call the name, Mazi Chukafomefo, you will understand, you will recognize him. So they give us name in order to recognize us. They give us name to remind, as a reminder. One of the reasons they give name is to remind you about who you are. Nigerians know this. They are changing our name gradually. Do you know that Ibuzo, if you go to the signboard, it's Ibusa they wrote there? And now, maybe 100 years later, when Fulani men has taken over their community land, they will claim that land and say, look at the signboard, it's Ibusa. We are coming from Busa in Sambisa forest. Our ancestors were the original. We allowed you people to live. But Ibusa people will not go and change it. They are inside one Nigeria. Those names are some of the reasons that is complicating our life. Who is Ibusa? Our people from Okozo in Anambra State moved down to Delta State in the ancient day. They settled in Okwane, Ndokwa local government. Okuzu people from Anambra settled in Indokwa local government in Delta State. From there, they answered Okwane, Okodenane, Okodenane. Today, the name has changed. It's no longer Okwane. It is Kwale. And when they are calling Kwale, they feel like American. But you know what will happen? Very soon, Nigeria will help them to change it from Kwale. It will now become a Kwara. Yoruba will come and claim you. From Okwane, it's in Kwale. From Kwale, you will become Kwara. Get ready, because you don't understand that the essence of the name they gave to you is to remind you who you are. And not until we continue to trace ourselves back to where we are coming from. If care is not taken, they will rewrite all our history. You think when Yoruba was telling you shake hand across River Niger, you think they don't know what they are doing? They know very well. They were indirectly telling you that from Onitsha down to Ondo boundary is Yoruba land. But you people don't understand. I was there. We were shaking hand across the River Niger. They gave us name to remind us who we are. If I sit down and I look at the name, our community answer, I can tell you who our fathers were, who they were. I can tell you what they have in mind. Have you heard of a community known as Mudike? You think that man gave birth is a lazy man? Have you heard about the community they call Mudike? Mudike. And that gives you a reminder of who their father is. The name helps us to remind us of who we are. The sons of who we are. There are certain things we are not trying to brag when we do that. When I come here, I tell you, it reminds me of who I am. And when you hear Johnny appear in my ancestral name, it reminds me something. Because we don't answer English name. But Mobogo served the Israelis. In their house, he gave birth to his son, and the Israeli called him Johnny. Johnny and his father, Onyeibe, after him, served the Israeli. And then my father and all his brother were born in the house of the Israeli, and so they gave all of them English name. I have said it before. My father don't have native name. And so by the time we trace this, we now remember that we have lived as more than 10 generations behind. We have lived with the Israelis until Buhari chased them away in 1983 from Nigeria. They gave you name for a reminder. That is why there is a way you behave. They will say, do you remember who your father is? And those who have lazy father, if you go and read things fall apart. Okenkwo's greatest humiliation was that his father was a lazy man. His father was considered a lazy man. And so when he speak in the midst of his friend, they will ask him, who is even your father? Whose sons are you? And because of that, he was not very proud of his father. That keep reminding him that he is hopeless. But he didn't give to hopelessness. He decided to chase and pursue greatness for himself. And so even though his father was a weak man, considered to be lazy in the community, he could lift his head high everywhere, answering with the melody of a warrior. And so when they call him, Ebubedike, he will answer, what? Ebubedike, what? Because he understands who he is. My father may be weak, but that weakness will end with him. From now on, it will change. And now you must understand also that the name you answer have a lot of role to play. If they want to kill you, they give you big name. Be careful the name your enemy gives to you. That is why when some people call, they say, George, you are the lion of Africa. I'm not a lion, no. Biko Kwanu. Abraham lion, no. Well, you are lion. That name you are calling me, some people will poison me. Somebody call here, oh, when Biafra come, we will fight so that you become Biafra president. Biko Kwano. I don't want to be president too. Because that time you are saying it, there are people crossing their leg. We will deal with him. We will show him lesson. We will teach him Pepe. When you want to kill a dog, you give the dog bad name first to justify why you are killing him. That is why I don't let any idiot give me bad name. When people start giving you bad name, you come out and defend that name. It doesn't matter who they are. Nigerian gave us bad name. That is what we are here to defend it. Don't you understand? You think everybody that call us say, oh, you are formidable, you are stronger, you are this, you think all of them are creating jealousy against me. But it's okay, we understand that game. And the name you answer, if you are not careful, can destroy you. It will make you die because of pride. Because they call you heavy name. Sometimes reject that name. Because and then as they gather to celebrate a birthday of a certain king in the Bible, and when the king grows up to speak, and they say, look at this glorious king, who would have had this voice that looked like the voice of God, except it is this king. And the king was dragging his garment. And God was not happy with him. And the Bible says, worm came and eat him up. You don't take the glory that belongs to God. So when people begin to call you good name, my brother, use your tongue and count your teeth. Nobody takes the glory of God. Almighty God, that is your name. You will never share your glory with any man. You will never share your glory with anybody. Almighty God, that is your name. By the time you begin to answer Almighty, Shama, Maogra, Abagba, go and ask Buhari, Almighty Buhari. Be careful the name you answer. Because most people giving you those names, they don't love you. Some love you. But the danger could be very grievous. And above all, they give you name in order to bamboozle you. Destroy you completely. You don't know who you are. My brothers, our ancestors never played with name giving. It was a very serious business. If we go back to the Bible, when John the Baptist was born, because Zachariah doubted, he became dumb. And it is the husband that gives name, not wife. If you are a woman today, you are the one giving your children name. You are placing curse on them. I see many women. Oh, it's my daughter, I have to give him name. Oh, no, it's my son. Woman, it's not in your place to name your son. It is the man's duty. Elizabeth understand this. And when the time of naming came, Zachariah could not speak because he was dumb. And Elizabeth went to Zachariah and signaled to him, what do we call your son? They gave him a slate and a chalk to write. And while he was trying to write the name, his mouth opened and he said his name shall be called John. This is what we do. Sometimes we can allow our mother to give name, but it's not in their place, and that name cannot take over. Some of you, your husband will tell you, my daughter name shall be Ngozi Chikuka. You say, oh, please leave my daughter, and name the son, and we name the guests. That is why we have guests, Fulani guests everywhere in the name of Biafran guests. It's not in your place. It's a very serious business. You begin to discuss about the name they bear. It's a very serious job. Every name I gave my children, I prayed over it. Their name will speak for them. Their name will speak for them. I didn't just wake up and begin to call their name. As a child, when I was ignorant, maybe one of them would have been answering Donald Trump. Then another one would be answering Bill Gates. No. Or Theresa May. Or Buckingham Palace. No. I give them name. That when you call it, you remember home. But of course, I won't tell you their name anyway. So it is the duty of the man to give name. And then sometime, some honorable people in the family will tell the man, I want to name this son. One of my son, I allow my senior pastor to give him name. I don't regret it. Because the man was a very good man. He was a very good man. And he said, this your son will answer my name. And he called him DK Dieshi. My greatness is in God. But outside that, they stop playing with all these things. They have a role. That was why, or that is why, all the imperialists change our name. It disconnects you from the spiritual source of your strength. Because when God come to look for Ngozi Chukwuka and he meet Angela, the angel will pass. God gave all of them name. I am sending you to Solomon, the son of David. I am sending you to the children of Israel. God honor name. Tomorrow we shall proceed to look into other aspects of name and how our ancestors manage it. So Biafrans, will we tell you, or when our leaders spend time showing you the reason why you should reject all those names? Niger Delta, Niger Delta state on top of land, bottom land, side land. It is not because anybody is undermining anybody. In as much as you will not agree with him, the truth remains that the name is controlling you. The name is controlling all of us. And we have to reject it. Oyibo choose good name for themselves. All the name they used to commit atrocity. Patience, Medians, Grecians, Babylonian, all of them, they have hide it and they renew their name. Beautiful, beautiful name. Manchester. New Yorkian. Brooklyn, New York. Fine name. But if you know their name before, you begin to hear Malaka. You begin to hear different name. Brother, wise up. Yoruba understand this secret. Hausa Fulani understand this secret. Only Biafrans are still toiling with it. The painful aspect is that it's Yoruba that is making you to do that thing you are doing. Because once you answer Igbo name, you will be ridiculed. You will never be taken serious. But this is the time for you to answer your father's name. How do you do? How do you start about it? How do you go about it? There was a saying that 3 people from Nigeria went to interview somewhere in London. And so they asked the Hausa Fulani man, what is your name? He said his name is Dawuda Aminu Kano. Then the British start writing Aminu, Dawuda Aminu Kano. But it was difficult for them to write. Dawuda. And they write anything and move ahead. They came to the Yoruba and said, what is your name? Yoruba said, my name is Adewale Adetokunbo Adoshigoro. The name plenty. Oyibo say, I can't pronounce this. What is Adewale Adekolunto Adegudugudu Adebarabada? Yoruba said, that is my name. Please write it like that. Oyibo said, can't you choose another name? He said, no. That is my name. People say, this is very hard. Yoruba say, get used to it. Then of course they got used to it. And then when my Biafran brother come, they say, what is your name? He say, my name is Mbadike. And then you both say, Mbadike is too hard. I can't pronounce it. Can't you choose another name? He said, then you can call me Johnson. Immediately, you can call me Johnson. Guy, this is the time. We need to begin to consider these little things. Because it has a lot of spiritual influence over our life. This land is not the land of Port Harcourt. This land is not the land of Delta State. This land is not the land of Cross River State. This land is not the land of Bayelsa, because all these are concocted names. That land could be the land of the Mbiama. It could be the land of the Patani. It could be the land of the Ipiye. It could be the land of Wakrike. It could be the land of Kalabare. It could be the land of Ogoni. It could be the land of Umunede. It could be the land of Utopo. It could be the land of Umbanombi, Amandoba, Unkwere. It could be the land of Olu people. It could be the land of Item. Igbere, Aruchuku. It could be the land of Ohofia. It could be the land of Nza. It could be the land of Akankpa. The land of Iheroha. It could be the land of the Efik, the Bibio, and the Anam. It is never the land of any Englishman. In case you do not know, now you know. Make sure that you begin to reconsider all these things. Of course, tomorrow, God willing, we will look at the other side of this name. And so that because the spiritual battle we are in, people don't understand. We are in a spiritual battle. But we will fight on every side and every front until the people of Biafra is liberated. I'll be back in a minute.
This is my song for freedom. They call me Chris Jokey. Even though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I fear no evil, for still God that is always with me. Yeah, He's always with me. And the sun will rise, my brothers will be coming home. Yeah, we made it through the sun to home. We gave our blood to redeem our land, and the time is too late to join me. Let us get it now. Oh, happiness, we all rejoice. 'Cause we are, yes, we are the children of God. I am talking about a holy land, yeah, where God will always reign, and the sun will shine again. So we the people rejoice, yeah, where no one will tell me, yeah, that my song is suicidal, that I will lose my life for singing songs, where there is freedom of speech. Mr. Mepho will remind us, yeah, that we are children of the Most High God. In Jerusalem we meet again, yeah, 'cause we are, yes, we are the children of God. And the sun will rise, my brothers will be coming home. Yeah, we made it through the sun to home. We gave our blood to redeem our land, and the time is too late to join me. Let us get it now. Oh, happiness, we all rejoice. 'Cause we are, yes, we are the children of God. We are praying for the moment, yeah, when heaven will come for us, and the world will talk about us, so no one else have to die. All this nation will respect us, yeah, understand we just wanna go back home. No amount of gun can stop the show, yeah, 'cause we all got possessed, and the spirit is in me. My director will return home, yeah, show us love he used to do before. Beautiful faces I will see again, yeah, we need you, we miss you, and we wait on you. And the sun will rise, my brothers will be coming home, yeah, we made it through the sun to home. We gave our blood to redeem our land, and the time is too late to join me. Let us get it now. Oh, happiness, we all rejoice. 'Cause we are, yes, we are the children of God. Adonai Elohim Believe that. Holy, Nambekano is another Savior. Holy, Nambekano is another Savior. Biafra, baby, the sun will rise. My brothers will be coming home. Yeah. We made it through the sun to home. We gave our blood to redeem our land, and no time is too late. So join me, let us get it now. For happiness we all rejoice. 'Cause we are, yes, we are the children of God. The sun will rise. Made it through the sun to home. We gave our blood to redeem our land, and no time is too late. 200. To this one. For happiness we all rejoice. Yes, we are the children of God.
Yes, of course, at this moment, our lines are open. Our WhatsApp line is 070-815-45642. 070-815-45642. Our direct line is 081-221-52971. Our direct line once again is 081-221-52971, and the special number for the female is 081-288-58614. 081-288-58614 is our female special number. Caller on WhatsApp, your name and where are you calling from? Caller on WhatsApp.
Mazi, good evening.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please. Your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, Mazi Okchuku. I am calling from United Arab Emirates. This is my Nigerian line. I'm listening with my phone number.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
Mazi, this topic this night is very, very interesting, and it has a lot to do as a human being and even as an animal. God created everything and named them according to their species. When you bring out a lion now and you said, what is this? Because of their name, you can be able to identify it. Mazi, I want to share a little story that happened in my family. I'm from this, is in Ipob province of Biafra land. Mazi, we are 6 in number. My parents gave birth to, and we are 5 boys and a girl. Mazi, do you know what happened? The only surviving sister we had, after when my mother gave birth to the first daughter, she died. When they gave birth to the second daughter, she died. Up to at least I lost about 4 sisters of mine, and none of them exceeded the age of 6 years. So something happened, something miraculous happened to the only surviving daughter we had. When she was conceived, a prophetess came within my street to pray for someone. And during the process of that prayer, she saw a vision that there is a newborn baby within her. Sorry, when they gave birth to her, when she was still tender, either 3 or 4 months age then. So the prophet said, there is a little girl they gave birth to on this street. Please, can you take me there? Let me see her. You see? So the people she came to pray for took her to my house. And when she came in there, she said, this is the person I saw in my revelation. Lord, the God said I should come and save this daughter. A lady prayed after her prayer, she left. Then my parents now God, 30 to 31 years now, and the only surviving daughter. So when our leader is saying that we should identify who we are and our names and go back to our original names, some people don't know the importance and the true meaning of who you are based on your name. I am Okachukwu. Mazi, my name is Okachukwu. And can you believe me that in a congregation where I find myself, whenever there is a suggestion about maybe a particular name to name over a thing, people will be airing their views. Once I say, this is my own suggestion, believe me, people have been my own suggestion and they come to that this thing Okachukwu said is what we're going to name after this thing. It's not a brag. It is not self-arrogance. I'm trying to say it so that people will also understand that when we are to go back to our roots and identify our true identities, it has a lot to play. Thank you. Let me drop that so that others will.
Thank you, my brother. When our leader come telling you, only idiot answer Niger Delta on top of land, bottom line. Nobody's insulting you. We just want you to see the truth. Biafra Bwahana Chwajomo. That is why I love that the show this night. Somebody calling my name Biafra. Somebody calling my name Biafra. If you near Yoruba now, they are not comfortable. Near Hausa Fulani, the name changes them. It gives them nightmare. And then we must keep mentioning Biafra every day. The more you call Biafra, for instance, the more Nigerian will sink into oblivion. Now you know. Caller on the line, your name and where you calling from.
Hello?
Yes, good evening from here, your name and where you calling from. Yes, we lost that caller, but we must continue. Caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good evening.
Good morning, sir. Can you hear me?
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
My name is Ipob. I'm calling from Ipob. I want to thank you for a wonderful job that you are doing for us. I also give you a wonderful thanks, and I say may you continue to give us this wonderful understanding and knowledge. And I say may Chukwu Okiabiama bless you and bless your family. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Our people must understand the name you answer either elevate you or they bring you down. We are no Niger Delta. We are no South, bottom line, river line. We are the sons of our father. Caller on the line. Caller on the line. What I don't like is when you call, you are listening to your radio. It's very bad. Caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp.
Hello, Mazi.
Go ahead. Good evening from here.
Good evening.
Go ahead.
I say, may Chukwu Okiabiama bless you and bless you really good. You are doing a wonderful job. Mazi Onyeibe, I remain unstoppable. Unstoppable is calling from Shabbat Allah Biafra in Aba. I am indigenous of Idimabam. Idimabam is in Anochukwu. Anochukwu is in Biafra land. My dear brother, you are 100% right of what you are saying. My dear, what you are saying remind me what this Fulefu, useless man that come to the media, social media, began to talk nonsense about our leader. Say our leader knows how to insult person. This man called Pastor Odeche. I want to address the stupidity of that man. The man, the only thing this man used to...
Honestly, my brother, let's just leave him. You see, I was humbled with what he said. And what he said is, he said we misunderstood him. And that having been said, he didn't cause us. Just leave him, please. Leave Peter Odeche, okay? Let's move ahead.
Okay. I will accept that. So I would like to proceed. What our father used to do when I used to tell my father when he come to tell me that he was the one that stopped the culture of when a woman gave to birth, there is a sacrifice we need to make in our place before you see your son or your child. So my father used to be proud to say that he is the one that stopped it when the religion come to our land. That is the one that stopped it. I was watching him. Exactly when we go to Anuchukwu last 2 weeks to take oath in Igwe Kala. So there they began to remind me of the atrocity which our father has committed, destroy our culture, and bring in religion, our foreign religion that don't belong to us. My brother, this is the thing that is harming us now. When I used to tell them to go back to your root, that thing that you normally do, when you after clearing the farm and burning the farm, there is a sacrifice they used to do. After doing that sacrifice, you now begin to cultivate and to sow seed. And those things that they don't used to do it now. That's why when you plant, and that plant will not germinate, those things will not make bear fruit again. Why? Because we have lived the culture, those things that our fathers used to do. Then I used to ask him a question. I come and ask him a question. Say, before, when I was staying there, I used to see when you come to village, you say, this one is Ezeji, this one is Ezon, this one is one year Gusi. They used to get that in because there is a plenty harvest. But now, because we have lived our root and began to do another thing, you see that all these things have been going back. You will toil and toil to cultivate. You will not get anything. So we would like to urge our people to go back to our root. Those who are waking up to know the needful, the importance of going back to our root, should do the needful. Leave your brother or your sister or your father or your mother who don't want to turn back to go back to our root, who Yoruba church has taken away, whose Yoruba pastors has taken everything that remains in their brain. Because when you are talking, they are telling them about going back to our root. They began to say our forefathers worship idol. Our forefathers is an idol worshiper, so they will not go back to our root. Right now, I am going back to my root to do the needful, because there is the only way to worship Chukwu Kikabiama to please him. So whether they like it or not, we are back to our root, and there is no going back about it. It's just what our leader said last night concerning all these fake prophets, fake pastors everywhere, both Onyeibe and all of them. They cannot see, God cannot give them the revelation concerning Biafra. Both Mbaka, all of them, God cannot open their God will never open their eyes to give them revelation concerning the issue of the killing of rapists, Fulani, they are free in our land. But the only thing they will know is revelation giving them about to sowing seed. Now, all the law of karma, everything they are committing, we go back to them. My brother, keep on keeping on, whether they like it or not. I know that it's not everybody, it's not all the children of Israel who come out from the Egyptian enter the promised land, whether they like it or not. All I know where it is that all must have Biafra. Thank you, Mazi Onyeibe. Keep on keeping on.
Thank you.
Keep on strengthening you.
Thank you.
In Chukwukabiama's name I pray. Thank you, brother.
I see. People, let's digress a little bit. Do you know there is no single place in the West, Ududuwa land, that answer English? Look at everywhere in the West. You begin to hear Ondo, Osho, Ekiti, Oyo. Begin to watch all their name. All of them is in their dialect. Go to the north. There is no single state in the north that is answering English name. In case you say it doesn't matter, why would they come to Biafra land and then concoct all our name? That is why when people are misbehaving, I don't blame them. You cannot give birth to a son and be calling him goat, and expect him to be like a lion. Don't you know when you call your children lion, they behave like one, even though they are not? They become brave. Today you have a lot of people behaving like buffoon everywhere. This Biafra issue now, when Yoruba is broadcasting now, you will see Biafran people, oh, right on, you are on point, we love you, oh, Adeyinka, we love you. Do you know there are Igbo people that love Adeyinka? This brother is doing well. He's if everybody be like, I beg you, pack that motor. Watch when you are broadcasting. The only Yoruba that will come here is to insult you. Let us learn it so that what kill our father will not kill us. Will nobody fool? When you change your father's name so they don't know what your father did, do you think it will make you escape from the law of karma? Because when you are busy answering, my father's name is brick, stone, thunder, my friend, don't deceive yourself. We know who your father is. By the time Asari was confronted, he agreed to his Igbo identity. Pure Igbo man, confirmed. Today now to deceive you, of course I love him. He agreed, and that is maybe we believe he's going to be restored. I don't intend to insult you, but if it's what is what I insult you, you will not do anything. Give me your address. I will come and see you there. There are mad people everywhere. This is the problem. I have seen youth who are dead, dragging, leave our Niger Delta. Don't you have sense? Can't you sit back and say, why is it that no state in Yoruba land that is answering English name? In Yoruba will be the one telling you, hey, you're Niger Delta, don't talk to the Southeast people. Who is even Southeast? My people, wake up. Don't let anybody deceive you. Caller on the line, your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Abakaliki, Ebonyi State. My name is Mr. Joshua. Good evening, the African rep.
Go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Yes. In fact, I'm the most happiest person today for getting you through because I've been trying. All this while I've been following all your programs. In fact, you are just a God sent to educate our people because as a believer I am, in the book of Proverbs chapter 32, verse 28, it says, remove not the ancient landmark which our fathers have set. And in the same 33 verse 10, he said it, Deuteronomy chapter 19 verse 14, he said it as well. So, sir, what you are saying is actually correct. Because when they started talking of criticizing Nnamdi Kanu, when I am hearing people criticizing him, I will begin to laugh at those people. Because what Prophet Igila said is actually correct. What is following that young man is too massive, very, very ossified, very strong. When he came to Abakaliki in 2017, I was coming back from Enugu. I went to Enugu. I was rushing back to come and see the person one-on-one. We were at the checkpoint when the military stopped him. In that checkpoint, he came down. He asked them, are we fighting war? He bent his voice and the people started repeating the thing which they have used to block him. When he came to Abakaliki, before he left Abakaliki as he was going, in Abakaliki, there is a particular clan called Examination. And they are the warriors. They can fight and they are the largest. They live like Jekebe people. They are very, very intelligent like every other Igbo people. And while he was going, he stopped over at Oneke and branched to where they call a sacred home of Ezekuna. There he pulled off his shoes and called on that ancestral powers and said, if the fight I am fighting is not a just cause, if the fight I am fighting is not to liberate my people, to give them freedom, for them to bear their name, anything that the federal government are planning on their name is, let them succeed. And after that, he put on his shoe. Till today, I have always been telling people, nobody is untouchable. It is written in the book of Psalm 105 verse 15, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. I thank you, my distinguished African rep. Keep it on. God will continue to grace your elbow and give you more wisdom and see you through in all and sundry.
Thank you very much.
In the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much.
You say?
So when our leader come advising you, telling you, don't answer that name. Stop answering that name. Nobody want to take your father property. Certainly nobody. It is just to save you from the spiritual entanglement. You are spiritually entangled. Anytime you are praying, oh Lord, bless Niger Delta people. Nobody is Niger Delta and God's not going to bless anybody. Are you there, caller on the line? Caller on the line. Caller on the line.
Hello?
Go ahead, please. God is not going to bless you. God gives name and he blesses that name. Oh Lord, bless Niger Delta people. No Niger Delta in heaven. But there is his own man in heaven. No Niger Delta man in heaven. But there is a Ogoni man in heaven. The British knew this truth. Nobody is trying to insult you. But if you come to insult, it doesn't matter who you are. It works very well. Caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp. Your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, good evening, Mazi. Just Onyeibe.
Mazi below. Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Mazi below from Umaka, calling from Mozambique, Nampula province. Mazi George Onyeibe, good evening from here, Mozambique. All over of freedom, all Biafra worldwide. Mazi below alone na Balia, Oga drone Nama, drone Isha Nama, Ambasi Candila na TV, na radio, Ambasi Kogon the Miller, Nashko Kabia. Mazi, to say the truth, our people actually here Blanketia corners. Now, what is he couldn't go about the name? My brother, my sister, Kaiba is Zoku. Over the can number of a city herself, and then I'm one of Mozambique. And upon one day of the they are calling their name of their children, the original name that he can know where the person come from. But in the Ganulo, and Jessica, Antonia, Yenda all this system. Again, the only thing can bring our people together. The only thing can bring us be one. That name. If you call that name Chijoke, Chimampam, Chijindom, all these names here. If you call it, we know where this person comes from. And our people are trying, but let us try, let us put more effort. Bring our people together, bring our sons and our daughters together through that name. That name so that I am gonna buy you, but I'm more original that no one see. Oh, yeah, the main thing I will identify that name. Oh, I see cannot one fire happen that Jessica can high. Happen the large job for Maniana. The only name you can keep more about Leno, you mass and Anglo happen in English. I join the boy, no Luani, a best you more no, but somebody from Malawi. If you come here now, if you call the Malawi name, if you give the name, you can even give what they are. Because they use that in their own language to give their daughter and their son's name. Where we come from, I would have the Bible, I would have indication Israel, I would have indication Jamaica, I would have Okata. How will you know that person where did that person come from? That's why in that he put the Nanya, he knew woman will tell the Nanya, I'm more Anya Hichu. And I'm from that. Give them one more, only come on, Ungaramaji. We bring game was it a moment on Nancy, my man on me, I am on the all the well. And second, then we have to go to Biafra, my brother, my sister, because if you call it Biafra, if you call this radio, just look, put your own earpiece for your own. Don't listen radio. Just understand when they say stop. We know they say stop. When you say wait, let me add. We know what the moderator say, wait, let me add. Not give ban already, give Prugawa, you get break, you get against Guinea Kunaga. Secondly, give more freedom Biafra. Try your control yourself. If you want to hold the remote to Naka, or will need you for battery. Would you Voliaka was more pretty full pam 100 something. Give my pick, give blow everything down. So that give man at Magraki go on and Bawa stop there. Oh, you know, I hope they ordered the enemy can then I got the school. If you say how much in the university school, but I ordered it. I ordered you. And I didn't not know if only ya. I'm only sure kind of have a guy or tragedy, maybe the kind of life again. Because you bomb ordered the Biafra. Try yourself, hold yourself. If you remove put a motto after the speak it. People all your father. Call her on WhatsApp, call her on Skype, call her online. I'm gonna say give all kind of we give the long hanese. We handy give mo Biafra as a major somebody. Thank you very much.
Thank you
call this
very
night.
much. Thank you very much. Yes. Yes. And the Bible say, and God called out to Moses in the wilderness and said, Moses, Moses. He didn't say Dawuda, Dawuda. He didn't say Musa, Musa. He called Moses. And Moses said, here I am, Lord. Send me. And when God come and he begin to call, Ogoni, Ogoni. Yeah, but your father's name is now Niger Delta. He won't answer. You will not understand. The imperialists, the invaders, the colonial terrorists, the imperialists, they understand all these things. They change all our name. Like our leader said, Ghana used to be called Gold Coast. They changed their name. Because the power of every living thing lies in their name. IPOB has made a name for herself. Our prayer is that that name will remain strong, holy, righteous unto the end. That generation yet unborn, that our action these days will be in their lips. That endless generation will speak about us this day. That our deed and action will last beyond the pyramids of Egypt. Because we understand that nobody takes a kingdom by words, but by action. And we will register our signature before our time is up. But how will I know who you really are? When you're answering foreign names. Do you know when Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were kidnapped by the Babylonians, they changed their name so their gods can bamboozle them? Do you know during the days of captives that every Israel child, including Joseph, their name were changed to the slave master's name? But each of them come back rejecting that name. Caller on WhatsApp, are you still there?
Yeah, my beloved brother from another womb, Watermbe Kids na Biafra land. Good evening from Warsaw.
Good evening from here,
Oglogonda. Yeah, Oglogonda. He's Gaganya. You Mazi, I appreciate you and I appreciate you and I appreciate our Hamadiko memories of Chugu Praise on your chin and every hard copy of all over the world. I remain okay for the see you. One for my cadete. I am calling from Warsaw, Poland. Mazi, I appreciate you. I appreciate every hardcore Biafra listening today. Mazi, Onyeibe has said it. When we leave our name,
you see,
that glorify Chukwu.
Sorry, when Onyeibe is telling them, people don't understand. It look like they are insulting anybody. No, this is first of all about self-recovery. And when all of us are sincere to ourselves, we don't need anybody to give us Biafra. Go ahead, please.
We'll take it, bro. Yeah, Mazi, Onyeibe is telling us this our name glorify Chukwu. Mazi, even in the Bible, those of them that read Bible, why did the Jabbe not change his name? Say Chukwu.
He said he was more honorable. He now prayed to God to change his name.
So why is it that our people now do you know that our children don't speak Igbo now? If you had thought that he's speaking Igbo, they say, hey, no, leave it. I don't want you to speak Igbo. What signal are we giving to our generations? If we cannot tell your children, name them that name that glorify Chukwu Kabiama. Now you call me Israel. What is Israel? I don't answer it. I've thrown that away. Out of Gonyamazi, this is our name. We answer it and they glorify Chukwu Kabiama. Mazi, you know what is causing this sin? Three major things I'm finding out. Yoruba church is number one. Number two is this television, this newspaper, the politicians. You know, all of them have television house now. They have FM, they have this, all the media. And our people forgot where they are coming from. Like we are calling our people, do simple things they cannot understand. These people from Uburu is in Abakaliki. We are calling all of them. We are calling people from Ogu. We are calling from this place they are killing Uzowani. We are this idiot. Three people that are holding them hostage there. This is a former, what do you call that? Pious Anyim. This is a mother. This is development. These are the people holding those areas hostage. Because some of those one, Makachineke 500 naira, that area, you check any 1 million naira. And that is after Obukuramand left Germany, when we give him Wajai, he went there and mobilized to give them 500 naira. Half-Tana Road. Forgetting that idiot is person that causing accident as is happening in the whole Biafra land. Onyeibe is doing a great work. Every 3-4 days, he's researching. Still in there now, you're the car, at times he start to add these are human beings. Upon what this man has done virtually everything. Whatever all the thing on and a penalty, shoot him, make he enter goal. They know if you shoot him. Mazi, where we are going. I thank Kekekra for all of you. Continue doing the need. And please, all of you from Oboro, from all of you, please still call this number like Ndima calling. And if you want to continue for Biafra anywhere in the world, call this number +4873 9672638 +48739 My brother, because you see,
thank you very much.
The word is watching it. Thank you, sir.
Of course, we don't blame them anyway. After 200 years of indoctrination, if they are waking up now, believe me, it's a miracle. Caller on WhatsApp, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here, my
brother. Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Chidi Nwanyanwu from Worship Media, Toronto, Canada. Asim Kamponyele Gita. This is my first day of coming on your show. And I want to thank you and to encourage you. Anybody who is promoting our struggle, I will always support that person anywhere I can. As Onyeibe platform here, I just wanted to use this opportunity to tell our people, if I never drop one easy, yotago, comments. Let us try to click on that $sign. $1, $2, $5. We can't come and start saying, hey, we need support. And I just want to use this opportunity to encourage people to support these things. I don't want to waste time because you're doing a good job. And they've all contributed very well. My own is just to support. Jisike, my brother, okay?
Thank you very much. I can assure you, you are a good man. It's written all over you. I feel it. Ndeo. We must continue. Bye. Yes, caller on WhatsApp. Are you still there? Caller on WhatsApp.
Yes.
Good evening from here.
God bless Biafra. Good evening from here.
Go ahead.
God bless Biafra. My name is Chukuma Dike. I'm also known as General Amimon. I'm happy to call you today, African Rep Mazi Onyeibe. Thank you for this golden opportunity. This is the first time I'm speaking to you on Radio Biafra. I love the topic you taught today. Chukuma Dike. And I think he knows why he called me that name. Any other name I'm putting inside, you've made me to repent today that we should bear the name our father gave to us. When my father gave back to me, when my mom gave back to me, my father called me another name, Senior Best, which I did not answer even up till now. So you've taught me a big lesson today to value the name our father gave to us or gave to us. Thank you very much for that lesson. I've been listening to other callers. We will not give up. No matter what happens, no matter what sin happen, we will not give up. Because the Fulanis, they don't have any good intention for us. Their plan is to destroy us, and we will never allow them do it. We will never allow them do it. The unity between us, we will work on it. In these trying times, we will work more on it. You understand? Because when we disagree, we agree. When we disagree, it is normal to have misunderstanding among ourselves. But at the end of the day, we will also come back together because we are meant to be together. Because the blood flow in us is not water.
Thank you very much, my brother. We must continue from there. Caller on WhatsApp, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Mazi. Good evening, sir.
The Chibu came from Israel. But what the beautiful thing there is that everybody is just answering fine name. Tamono, Priye, Likefe. Fine name, like Onyema. Fine name. And somebody still believe his father is evil. Nande Kano, Enyi Naya, Ukafo Mefo. Fine name. And you believe your father is evil. Brother, guys, let's wake up. When we answer our father name, when we say we are Biafrans, there is nothing they can do. This is what they have worked hard to make sure you never agree with it. But you shall. We will all unplug ourselves from the matrix. Everything that have been hidden from us is now being laid bare before you. And now you know. Go ahead, Mazi Chibuike of Israel.
Yeah, thank you very much, my mentor, Mazi George Onyeibe. My name is Obi Manuel Chibuike. I'm from Widi. I'm calling from the state of Israel. The one thing they always try to change when they first encounter us is our name and our language. Whenever these two things are taken away from a man, the man is lost. I remember the Bible said that, one thing the Bible said, it said that I know your name from your mother's womb. That means this name we are bearing, God named us in our mother's womb, but we don't know. So when you come up and try to change that name, that means God don't know your name again. Oh yeah, my boy, he knows the numbers of our hair. So whenever you change it, God don't know you again. I remember one time when I had an argument, very heated argument with a friend. This guy said that God does not hear all the language in this world. How can God hear all the language when language is changes? I try all my possible means to convince the guy, to no avail. It was one of my friends that come and asked him, do you pray? The guy say yes. I said, do you pray with your language? He say yes. And do God answer you? He say yes. But what about Igbo guy? He pray with his language. Hausa guy, and God answer this prayer. That means God hear our language. That is what ends the argument. So God knows our name. He knows our language. He calls us by our name. So trying to change it is something else. And sometimes when somebody will say, do you know me? I'm a Port Harcourt guy. This Harcourt is a white man. And you are claiming you are a Port Harcourt man.
The man is a Kai man. Very wonderful Igbo Kai man. Drunk. I'm a Port Harcourt boy. You are drunk. They don't even know who the guy is. A drunk. A committed suicide. Because the blood they have spilled is crying out against them.
Yes, because the man dug his boat in the Obibo or any port in Igbo, and he named it by himself. And people are very proud, as we are proud of Africa. Africanos, we are very, very proud to answer that man's name. That is mental slavery. But God will help us through Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, through Biafra. We are coming back to our senses, and God will help us. We'll come back finally. Thank you very much, Mazi.
Thank you, my brother. We are inching closer to the end of this segment. Are you there, caller on the line? Caller on the female line, are you there? Of course, I don't know what is wrong with our women's line this evening. When they call, they just keep listening to their, I don't know. Caller on the line, your name and where are you calling from? Caller on WhatsApp, you hold on. Caller on the line.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening from here. Caller on WhatsApp, hold on.
My name is Onwa Arinze Israel. I am calling from Anambra State, in Port precisely. I'm not, my radio is not talking here. I can't get it, but I just let me try the number so I can hear what people are saying. But all the same, I thank my leader who have put enough effort to make sure that our nation, Biafra, comes to actualization.
Thank you very much. And that is how it's going to be. Yes, a caller on WhatsApp, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, my African rep.
Go ahead, please.
Good evening from here, my fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom. My name is Chibueze Anyanwu. I'm a native of Oburumezo in Mbitolu, Owerri province, in Biafra land. So today, my African rep, thank you for this kind of lecture you're giving us today. I'll call it lecture. Because obviously I learned a lot and it reminded me
of a lot of things I have been through. With regards to our names, the benefit of our name and how our name works in our favor. My name is Chibueze. I know the sort of things I've been through, the difficult situations I've been through in my little experience, in my little life that I've lived. But each time I look up to the sky and say, Akwa Chibueze, Chukwukabiama Weze. Each time I say that, and I believe it, that yes, Chibueze carries the name no. God had never failed me. You know, I can give account of things that happened to me, but because I used that name, I said Chibueze. I always come out with flying colors. I always come out victorious. You understand? So this is something that we all should know, or people should try their best to, name our children by our names, our native names, because there's a lot of power in those names, the names that we bear. You see? And I'm happy to hear Amemon's voice on Radio Biafra. It shows that he's listening.
Of course.
And a lot of things.
He's expected to be born again. He's expected to be born again.
Of course. Yes, I am very happy. Yeah, and I'm sure if he's listening, he obviously knows the voice of who's talking. But anyways, it's fine. I'm very happy to see that, and that is what I personally I expect to see that for many of our brothers that have sort of missed the line that IPOB is going, missed the track one way or the other. Anybody that thinks that there's something that they are not pleased about, or they feel that they can miss the track or miss the line that IPOB is going. I think it's time that we all come back to our senses and understand that the family we have is IPOB, and we all have to queue in. We all have to join this queue and work together to make sure that we restore our motherland, Biafra. So my African rep, I thank you for what you've done. You're doing a great job for us. I'm learning. I'm a staunch listener of Radio Biafra and a listener of Radio Biafra Extra. I listen every day, morning, afternoon, and night. Even when I'm in my bathroom, when I'm taking shower, my Radio Biafra is on. I'm always listening, and I'm learning a lot, and it's improving my life a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. All hail Biafra.
Almost hail Biafra in the end. Yes, we are inching closer to the end of this program. Our people must understand what we are here to do is to recover our identity, is to understand who we are. We simply want to go home. And to be able to get home to Biafra land, there are many things we are supposed to do. And we will do all of them. Caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp. Of course, Zoo Epileptic Network. Biafrans must get ready to go home.
You are great, yes, you are. Walked upon the sea, wasted. Announcement. There will be a 7 days praise victory march by IPOB and Biafrans worldwide from Thursday 25th of June 2020 to Wednesday 1st of July 2020. Theme: all the people of Biafra shall shout great shout of praises to Chukwu Okike Abiama. The walls of Nigeria shall fall down flat. Joshua chapter 6 verses 1 to 5 and Acts of the Apostles chapter 16 verses 25 to 26. On all these days, only praises, thanksgiving, worship, shouts of victory, joyful songs will be given to Chukwu Okike Abiama. Call our Father Chukwu Okike Abiama sweet names, both in local languages and in Bible references.
referring to his mighty works and power, such as I am that I am, ocean divider, ancient of days, impossibility specialist, glory of Israel, King of kings, Lord of lords, omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, consuming fire, Elohim, Adonai, El Shaddai, Alpha and Omega, our defender, eternal rock of ages, Okechi, Ekwueme, Honorie Lorenyi, Chikadibia, Obatobie, Abasimbong, Tamuno, Ogene, Aiba, in your local dialects, and so on and so forth. No prayer requests or complaints or supplications or lamentations or intercessions or petitions or binding and loosing will be made. It's a season of celebration of our departure and everlasting freedom from Nigeria. Fasting is not included. Scriptures to read are Day 1, Thursday, 25th of June 2020, Psalm 65, Psalm 66, Psalm 100, and Revelation chapter 7. Day 2, Friday, 26th of June 2020, Psalm 8, Psalm 9, Exodus 15, and Revelation chapter 5, verses 7 to 14. Day 3, Saturday, 27th of June 2020, Psalm 18, Psalm 124, Judges chapter 5, and Isaiah 25. Day 4, Sunday, 28th of June 2020, Psalm 81, Psalm 136, 2 Samuel 22, Revelation chapter 1, verses 7 to 11 and 17 to 18. Day 5, Monday 29th of June 2020, Psalm 117, Psalm 138, 1 Chronicles 29, verses 11 to 20, and Habakkuk chapter 3. Day 6, Tuesday 30th of June 2020, Psalm 92, Psalm 118, 1 Samuel 2, 1 to 10, Luke chapter 1, verses 46 to 55, and 67 to 79. Day 7, Wednesday, 1st of July 2020, Psalm 106, Psalm 107, Deuteronomy chapter 32, 1 to 44, Revelation 18, and Revelation 19, 1 to 6. Chukwokike Abiama has given us victory over our numerous enemies and has delivered us by his mighty hand. To him alone be all the glory forever and ever. He said, prepared by Evangelist Suza Kunwokike, signed by Mazi Oscar Okeke, head of IPOB Religious Committee. Shalom.
Of course, this is where we draw the curtain for this segment. I will be signing off temporarily. Believe me, I will be back in no time. Don't go anywhere.